Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to our channel. I'm Sonia. This is Kent. He is the audio god.
Oh.
And today I want to ask him all about amplifiers and specifically, will an amplifier power my subwoofer?
Yeah, unless it already has one in there, then you don't. Then you should not hook up an amplifier to it.
Okay, is that what an active subwoofer is? I'm learning.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
if
exactly.
it's passive, then you can use an amplifier to power the subwoofer.
Then you have to have an amplifier.
Oh, you must.
You must.
Okay.
And not only that, you need a electronic crossover on it, or a crossover of some kind. It could be that the subwoofer has a passive crossover built in, but you can't just put a woofer straight to an amplifying circuit. That
Yeah.
wouldn't. No, that will sound bad because it will play more sounds than just the low ones. You need something to cut away the higher tones.
And that's what the crossover does?
That's what the
Oh
crossover
my
does.
goodness.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
need to talk about crossovers.
One of these days.
Well,
Yeah.
just say briefly. Well, I
Okay.
guess you already said
Ah,
it cuts away something.
yeah, the higher frequencies. It
Okay.
leaves only the low ones on the table.
Okay.
The best way to do that, I'll say that passive filtering for subwoofers is junk by now. It used to be the thing. That used to be what it was, but that's not good. It's not good because you need to be able to place that subwoofer in the best possible spot in the room to produce pressure where you're sitting. So that's not like some fixed place that you can place it no matter what the situation is. That depends on the room. So what I'm getting at here is that you need to be able to adjust what's called phase, and phase is time. That is timing in your sound environment. So you need to be able to adjust for that time difference that it's wherever it is in the room compared to the speakers you're listening to in front of you. If they're not in phase, you can hear that there's something wrong here.
There's something off.
Yeah, something's off, and it could also, if they will play some of the same tones, and some of them will disappear because they're out facing one another. Like one will be at a vacuum in the room, like at a negative pressure, and one will be at a positive pressure. If they meet up, they will just even out to nothing.
Okay.
So it's important that you can adjust phase and not just 180 or zero. What's it called? Degree angle. That's a lot of cheap subwoofers have that. It's fine, if you're not that into it. But I mean, you really need to be able to adjust phase, and crossover, and then volume. You don't want it to play too loud or too low. You need to adjust it just right so it falls into your image. Your stage.
How do you adjust it?
Oh,
Is there like
yeah.
knobs?
Yeah.
A knob that you can...
Yeah, there'll be a knob on it. Like if it's like a subwoofer, active subwoofer, they always have like these knobs on there to adjust this with manually.
Okay.
But actually, you can get what's called a DSP module, and that's like a signal processor where you with a computer sit there and adjust this.
Okay.
Which is even better way because usually a DSP module can also change something called the Q value, which is pretty advanced, but that's basically how much full the bass is. Like you can increase the fullness of the bass too. So DSP can do a lot more. It can also correct for the room, like in strength, in different small areas.
Okay. Now, what about a speaker? Does an amplifier power a speaker, or is that the same? Is that the same thing as the subwoofer?
Yeah,
Subwoofer
yeah.
is a speaker.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, so if you have an active speaker, one that plugs into power that already has an amplifier built in, but then you shouldn't connect an amplifier to
Okay.
it. I mean, so, okay. So some subwoofers out there and active speakers have what's called a high level in. That means that you can take speaker wires and connect to them, and then they transform the power down to a signal level inside. But then you have a lot of losses. You have losses in that transformation down, and you also have the entire effect stage on the amplifier side on the other side. So that's not a good way to do it. You always want to do the signal, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you introduce a lot of noise too, typically,
Oh.
from having this high level crap.
So high level is not good.
That's
to-
just if you need to, and
Okay.
so there's one scenario I see all the time. That is that people have an old amplifier, and they want to get a subwoofer on it. And back then there was no active subwoofers, so they never have a signal out for an amplifier. And at that point, I'll just say you're screwed. Get something else.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, don't use the high level.
Yeah, there you have it. Do not use the high level.
No.
Okay, that about sums it up. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.